If you're trying to lose weight and you're starving yourself, stop. Hello, my name is Kayla. I'm a model, I'm a personal trainer, and I'm a coach. And today we're going to talk about how to safely cut calories. Information in this video is for educational purposes only. I'm not responsible for misuse, injury, or negative outcomes that occur from following these suggestions. Always consult a qualified professional if you're making any changes to your diet, exercise, or lifestyle, especially if you have medical conditions, you're pregnant, or you're breastfeeding. This video is to give general guidance, not personalized medical use. All right, now that's over with, let's get into it. Let me be real. This video is not for anyone chasing a quick fix, a magic pill, an injection, or an extreme diet plan. This is for women who want direction on how to lean out and lose weight without punishing their bodies. For those struggling with constant appetite spikes or binge eating. And for anyone that's tired of quick fixes and no results. If you're ready to learn methods that are actually science-backed, sustainable, and realistic, you're in the right place, and I am so glad you're here. Alright, so first of all, we need to talk about your BMI. Before we cut calories, this is very helpful to know. BMI is your body mass index. Basically, your BMI is a number that compares your height and your weight. It gives a rough idea of whether or not you're in a healthy range. But here's the thing about BMI, it is literally just a number. It doesn't factor in your hormones, your muscle, your menstrual cycle, or how much water you're holding onto that week. So you could technically be overweight within the BMI scale, although you're extremely healthy, you're very muscular. So why does BMI matter when it comes to cutting calories? And it's pretty simple. If you're in a healthy range, you don't need to cut calories. If you're in a high range, you might need to cut calories. If you're in a very low range, you should add more calories. The thing is that if you are in a really low range and you cut calories, it is going to backfire onto you. Cutting calories blindly slows your metabolism. It messes with your hormones and it makes you feel drained. And I will get into that later on in this video. But back to BMI, the way that we figure the BMI out, I'm just going to read it from here. Divide your weight in kilograms by your height in meters squared. For example, weight divided by bracket height times height bracket equals BMI. Or if you're really extremely shit at math like I am, just go onto Google, find a little BMI calculator. It will save your will to live. Use it as just a rough guide. It's not a rule, and from here you can figure out if a small calorie deficit is actually needed, or if you just need to focus on consistent habits. All right, now BMI is out of the way. Let's talk about TDEE and BMR. How do we know how much to actually eat without just guessing and hoping for the best? Your TDEE and your BMR will determine the amount of calories you need to survive, gain weight, and lose weight. It's basically your body's calorie apple maps. So what the heck are they? What are these abbreviations that you're throwing at me, Kayla? So your BMR is your basal metabolic rate. Fancy words, but simple meaning is how many calories your body burns just literally keeping you alive. That's breathing, blinking, smelling, eating pizza. Next, multiply your BMR by your TDEE. So I'll attach that here. That gives you your total daily energy expenditure, the calories that you burn each day. Knowing this means no guessing, no drama, just smarter eating and better results. Before we start cutting calories, we need to ask ourselves, do we actually need to cut calories? Here is how to tell. Firstly, check your goals versus reality. Are you trying to lose fat, or do you just want to improve energy, strength, or health? If your goal is to lose fat, then yes, a small calorie deficit will help. But if your weight's already in a healthy zone, then cutting calories might actually do more harm than good. Look at your progress over time. Track your weight, energy, and measurements for 2 to 4 weeks. If nothing changes despite consistent training and nutrition, a small deficit could help. Notice your hunger and energy. Are you constantly hungry or tired? This is your body telling you that you're probably already underfueled. Cutting more calories may backfire. Consider your lifestyle and your hormones. Your period, stress, and training intensity all affect how many calories you need. If your hormones are out of whack or you're always stressed and tired, then aggressively cutting calories will make things worse. The biggest rule is to only cut calories if your body can handle it. Small and controlled adjustments work better over time. Drastic changes lead to burnout, binging, and stalled metabolism. Now, how do we cut calories without your body being stressed? First of all, we'll start small. Reduce from 200 to 500 calories from your TDEE. No more. Your body perceives huge cuts as starvation. It spikes ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, and cortisol, which is the stress hormone. It slows metabolism and it triggers cravings. My hack is to use lower calorie swaps instead of skipping meals. Swap full fat dairy to low fat dairy. Replace sugary drinks to no sugar drinks or teas and black coffee. Add bulk foods, so leafy greens, vegetables, foods that have heaps of fiber in it. They'll fill you up and they'll be bulky. It'll add volume and satisfaction to your meals. If you wanted a full guide on how to spot hidden calories, I've just opened up a new community on School. I teach how to manage your appetite, boost your meals, and make smart, lower calorie options. I go into this in immense detail. So if you wanted to ease the confusion and block confusion on low calorie options, this might be a little hack to achieving the sexiest version of yourself. But back to the video. Focus on nutrient quality. Not all calories are created equally. Like a Nutella sandwich might look good on paper, but in your body, you're going to be hungry again in literally 20 minutes. It causes a blood sugar spike, a crash, and then cravings. It is a terrible calorie investment, especially when you are trying to cut. Now compare that sandwich to a sandwich on whole grain bread with chicken and avocado in it. That's balanced, meaning it will digest slower, achieve stable blood sugar, and it will actually keep you full until your next meal. Same sandwich, different effect on your hormones. Here is why. Protein is 4 calories per gram. Protein increases fullness, so satisfaction. Protein protects lean muscle, aka it keeps your metabolism high. And protein has a high thermic effect, meaning you actually burn more calories when you eat it. Carbohydrates are 4 calories per 1 gram. Supports serotonin, which is your happy hormone. Gives you the energy to train and recover. And it helps prevent nighttime binging or cravings, but only when it's balanced properly. And fats are 9 calories per gram. Fats are essential for hormone production. That's estrogen and testosterone. They support your brain function, they help inflammation, and they keep your cycle healthier. Fats are essential. We can't cut out fats just because they're a little bit higher in calories. That's why cutting calories the smart way is never just eating less. It's eating better quality. Hack for easy calorie control without hunger is fill half a plate with fibrous veggies. They slow digestion and they increase fullness. Use lean protein as your anchor. Include moderate complex carbs. And finish with healthy fats. Low calorie, high satisfaction, hormone friendly, and you don't want to kill yourself when you're doing it. And that's how you lose fat without losing your mind. Next, track and adjust. Monitor weight, energy levels, workouts, hunger, sleep, and digestion for 2 to 4 weeks before making changes. One bad day doesn't mean anything. You want patterns, not panic. Science shows that small, controlled calorie deficits are more controlled than dramatic cuts because it leads to less muscle loss, better balance in hormones, fewer binge episodes, and better adherence. So here's how to track properly and when to adjust. First, we'll track our weight, just as data, not as judgment. Weigh yourself 3 to 4 times a week in the same conditions. So say you do it every single morning after you take a shit before you have breakfast. Every single time you'll do it before you have breakfast, after you take a shit, and first thing in the morning. Look at the average across the week, not just one random day. If your average hasn't moved in 2 to 4 weeks, that is a sign that you need to tweak something. Energy and mood, and this is massive for women, so do not skip this. Are you feeling flat, moody, cold, or unmotivated in the gym? That's usually a sign that calories are too low or carbs are too low. Feel strong, focused, and stable, then you're in a healthy deficit. Also, I would just like to mention that the phase of period that you're in also has a massive impact on your performance in the gym, your mood, and your energy. So naturally, women burn up to 200 calories more when they're in their luteal phase. So we do have a bit more lenience within our luteal phase to add a little bit more carbohydrate because our body needs it. Next is workout performance. If you're progressing and maintaining strength, then you're in a good deficit. You hit the sweet spot. If your lifts are dropping every week and everything feels heavy, you are underfueling. Next, your hunger levels. Normal hunger, good sign. Constant aggressive, I could eat the house and everyone in it, means your deficit is a little bit too harsh. Your protein and your fiber is probably a bit too low. Track your digestion, and tracking bloating patterns can help you check if there's anything that's setting you off. I know that dairy causes inflammation for me, especially around my cycle. Real life examples of when you know you need to adjust. First of all, if your weight hasn't moved in 3 weeks and you're feeling fine, it might be time for a slight deficit. So that's reducing calories by 100 to 150, or just doing an extra 1 to 2,000 steps. If your weight is dropping too quickly and you're feeling moody and tired, then you should probably up your calories by 200 to 500, include more carbs before your training, and see how you go. If your gym performance is tanking but the weight is moving, then you might need to up your carbs before your training. If nothing's changing but you feel inconsistent, don't change anything. Fix consistency first. A little hack of mine is to keep a journal and be diligent with it. Get an app. Track meals, steps, and feelings. But instead of focusing on perfect numbers, look for repeated patterns, triggering food, emotional eating times, low energy days, and strong days. That's where the real power is, because your body doesn't just respond to one meal. It responds to multiple consistent days stacked together. And number 4 is avoid dramatic restriction. This is where most to all women sabotage their body without even noticing it. When you cut calories too aggressively, your body doesn't think, oh my God, yes, it's time to get a 6-pack. No, it thinks we're in danger, we need to survive. And this is where hormones take over and the problems start. Thyroid T3 slows down. Your thyroid is your metabolic gas pedal. Huge calorie cuts, lower T3 production. This means slower metabolism, feeling cold, lower energy, and weight loss stalls, even in low calorie deficits. Leptin drops. Leptin's the I'm full hormone. Leptin is produced by the body in fat cells, and it tells your brain, hey, I'm safe. We can stop eating now. When calories are dropped too hard, leptin falls over with it dramatically, meaning you'll feel hunger, you'll feel less satisfied after foods, and you'll get more obsessed as well over foods. Ghrelin skyrockets. Ghrelin is the hunger hormone. This is the hormone that makes you constantly think about food. It increases during restriction, sleep deprivation, stress, which is why you probably think about food so much. You crave random foods and you lose control at nighttime. Estrogen and progesterone gets disrupted. Women's hormones require a minimum amount of energy and fat to stay stable. When calories are too low, periods can become irregular or even disappear altogether. Increased PMS or PMDD symptoms occur. Anxiety and sleep deprivation occur. You'll notice poor skin, dry hair, and low libido. This isn't weakness, it's your body trying to survive and protect you. Let's talk about Sophie. Sophie's 26. She really wants to get abs and slim down for the summer. Sophie's decided to cut down to 1,100 calories to get abs. In the first 2 weeks, she was really happy. She started to notice drastic weight loss. She felt accomplished and disciplined. It hit week 3 and she started noticing some weird stuff happening. She couldn't sleep at night randomly. She's never had a problem with it, but all of a sudden she just couldn't sleep. She felt emotional and snappy. She started snapping at her friends, her family. She couldn't lift the same weights that she was lifting before. She went down from doing a 7-kilo bench press to a 2-kilo. That's very low, Sophie. Her period was delayed. She's like, I don't know what's happening. I've never had an issue with my period. She started to binge on Nutella sandwiches. She felt like she had no discipline. But what's actually happened to Sophie? Her leptin was low. Her ghrelin was high. Her cortisol was high. Her thyroids were down-regulated to conserve energy. Her body wasn't failing. It was saving her life. She asked me for help. She called on me. I told Sophie, just increase your calories by 200 to 300. Have carbs before your training. She was like, wow, Kayla, thank you so much. You're actually a blessing to my life. Thank you so much for helping me. She noticed her cravings dropped. Her period normalized. Her gym performance returned. Her body composition improved. And her waist got leaner over time, ironically with more food. That's because abs are built on hormone balance, not starvation. But why does this matter for the woman's body specifically? A woman in survival mode will hold on to belly fat, because body fat in women in the lower abdominals is used to protect reproductional organs. So the more that you restrict and stress, the more your body resists wanting to give you that lean look. That's why the leanest and most toned women are never starving. They're the ones that are eating strategically, training hard, sleeping well, and protecting their hormones. Abs are built on safety and not starvation. Your body's not stupid. It was literally just designed to survive. There's this thing called metabolic adaptation. That's your body fighting back. When your calories are too low, your body literally starts burning less energy on purpose. That's called adaptive thermogenesis. It's basically your body saying, I need energy to hold on to the important stuff. Your brain, your heart, and your lungs. So what does it shut down first? It shuts down your energy levels, your digestion, your hair, skin, and nails, your muscle building, and your reproductive system. Because your body doesn't need that to survive. You could be eating less, but your body is burning less too. That's why people plateau even on tiny amounts of food. This isn't your body failing you. It's biology protecting you. If you stop giving your body fuel, it doesn't just pull fuel out of anywhere. It uses your muscle tissue. Muscle is expensive to maintain. Fat, although, is easy to store. So your body thinks, let's burn this muscle to survive, and let's just hold on to this fat just in case. That's why extreme diets make people look soft, weak, skinny fat, or have really slow digestion. Muscle equals metabolism. No muscle means harder fat loss in the future. Your body enters stress mode. Extreme dieting means chronic stress. Your brain is constantly in survival mode. High cortisol stores more fat, especially in your lower stomach. It increases emotional eating. It disrupts sleep. It makes you hold water, making you look bigger, not smaller. So you eat less, you look worse. That is a cruel part of crash dieting. So instead of punishing your body, let's work with it. Stick to a 200 to 500 calorie deficit maximum. Have protein at every meal. fiber and volume foods, strength training, enough carbs for hormones, sleep over starvation, track your cycle and adjust gently. Think of it like teaching your body to stay safe again. When your body feels safe, it lets go of fat. Now, how long should you cut calories for? Calorie deficit isn't meant to be forever. It's just a phase. It's not a lifestyle. A good healthy timeline is 2 to 4 weeks in a small deficit. And then, as I said, reassess your energy, your mood, your hormones, your digestion. If it's all good, then continue. If you feel wrecked, then move into maintenance and then reassess. Ask yourself, am I actually losing fat? Are my workouts still strong? Is my energy okay? Is my cycle normal? Am I thinking about food all the time? If the answer is no to most of these, your body's asking for a break. This is where most people get it wrong. They panic and they cut even more. That's what destroys progress. Maintenance phases are essential. They restore hormones, they prevent binging cycles, keep your metabolism healthy, and they actually make your results last. This is how you lose fat without rebounding. If you've ever thought, I'm doing everything, but I just can't lose the fat, it's not because your body's broken. You're just stressed, you're underfueled, and you're confused. I help women build aesthetic bodies without punishing or overly restricting themselves. If one-on-one coaching sounds good to you, then hit the link in the description. We can see if I would be suitable to help you reach your goals.